I put everything back in place after Baines went through it, but I didn't stay here. I couldn't face it.
Sit down, my friend. It is time for you to know the full details of this case.
Right, okay, prepare for a plot dump.
First of all, I must apologise for the distress that this has caused you, and for my behaviour, which was, I know, quite abominable.
Well, at least he's honest about it.
By the end of this explanation, you will understand that I behaved in such a way.
Sorry I wasn't surprised by the plot twists. I sadly,
to see your trust and confidence.
I sadly read them on the thing just before, but...
From whom or what did you wish to protect me?
From Professor Moriarty.
Oh, what a twist. I knew that
Moriarty.
was going to come.
We should not have taken pity on him in that Swiss asylum. Do you remember, during the case of the Awakened, our indulgence has cost us dear today?
Our indulgence?
He's
It was
responsible
you!
for the bishop's murder.
It wasn't Watson!
But that was only a small detail in his plan. A detail which he had to eliminate, as it compromised the whole of his diabolical project.
Alright, let's
The
see what
bishop
he's been
had in his
doing.
possession a document which he suspected as being one component of a larger puzzle. The ramifications were unknown to him, but he considered the matter as sufficiently important that he should consult me. The day before our macabre discovery, his nephew, who was in his confidence, brought to him an important element which helped him understand Moriarty's grand plan. It was at that moment the two men began to comprehend the seriousness of the situation. The bishop then decided to contact me.
Against his nephew's wishes? Was that what they argued about?
Yes, but Moriarty found out that the bishop knew of his projects, and he arranged for
Why
his
was the nephew against Sherlock
The
Holmes
murderers
again?
were also supposed to bring back the document that the nephew, young Hampford, found, but they were unable to open the safe.
What was the document?
Evidence of Prince Woodville's implication in the project.
Oh, the royal is
The nephew
evil.
must
What
have
a
retrieved it
surprise.
From the Royal Archives, where he worked. A link to the crown.
When did it say he worked
Yes,
there?
Moriarty wanted to overthrow Queen Victoria and place the prince on the throne of England.
But
Right.
that's impossible.
Because that's
He would have
how
needed
the
to
succession
create an
works.
incredible coup d'etat.
Patience, Watson. First of all, Moriarty placed his pawns so they might begin to develop and encourage a tense atmosphere, ready to discredit the Queen, and thereby raise
What's the
Woodville's
Queen done
popularity.
wrong in
And
this?
provoke a famine, so that the prince's soup kitchens could begin distributing food, and he would appear as a
Oh,
hero.
of course. The one guy who seems decent
Moriarty
is the
quickly
twat.
learned that I was making inquiries as to his plan, and without wishing to sound vain, he knew that I was the only
Oh, yes, of
person
course,
capable
Holmes.
of upsetting his schemes. He therefore set up a plan that I be discredited and thought of as a criminal.
And you played along with him.
Precisely. Allowing him to believe that he had succeeded was the
And I
best
just
way
wanted to
of
fuck
ensuring
with you,
that his
Watson.
attention was no longer fixed on me.
Why didn't you say anything to Scotland Yard?
Did you not think it strange that Inspector Lestrade was away for weeks?
What? You mean to say that Baines?
Was working
Baines?
for Moriarty.
Moriarty, what a surprise
I
again.
understand. The bishop's murderers were in the hands of this traitor, and you were therefore at a dead end after our investigations at the opium den.
Yes, and Baines' authority allowed him access to the police archives. He changed and forged all the charges in the documents that you saw at Judge Beckett's house.
Of
It
course,
was
it could
also
just simply
he
be
who
Holmes is a
substituted
criminal.
the Samoan necklace for a vulgar copy.
So that was why the judge went to Farley's, to obtain Baines's false information.
Precisely. But they each found themselves as instruments in Moriarty's strange orchestra.
Probably the Portsmouth Symphonia.
Judge Beckett received entire books full of charges against me, and a journalist such as Farley will not hold back when he gets the chance to make the front page of all the newspapers in England. With regard to Farley, it was a mere case of professional misconduct.
And to
Professional
think
misconduct?
that I
Was he
held
hacking
you
your
responsible
texts?
for the explosion of the judge's house? What a relief! But why did Moriarty have him killed?
And why did you
He was
not
on the
warn
point
him?
of discovering that all the documents supplied by Farley, and therefore by Baines, were false. Exactly the opposite to what our enemy was anticipating.
And where did the poison fit in all this?
Unfortunately, I do not possess all the information
What?
on this
How
subject.
do you not know
The first
absolutely
time that we
everything?
saw the effects of this substance on the body of the bishop, The poison was evidently only at an experimental
Like the fact it's
stage.
showing us all
It was
these
much
things.
too
It's like,
potent to do
remember?
anything with.
Effectively. But in the second case, Kurtz, I didn't notice a great advance.
However, there was one. The poison was no longer fatal.
It just made you
Yes, but
attack
the madness
dogs.
was still there. I should remind you that he attempted to devour his own dog.
I think I remember that.
Watson. But it was not the second case, as you supposed. Remember the number of other incidences of madness, either collective or individual, relayed
Don't
in the
remember
press
that
in the
bit.
days prior to it.
You mean to say?
That Moriarty tested this dangerous mixture on a large number of guinea pigs. Apparently, with little success, as all those people are now dead. I say apparently, because I do not have the least idea as to the result Moriarty was hoping for.
And that's where Hans comes in, isn't it?
Moriarty needed him to devise the substance's
So
final
why did we
form.
break him out?
And so you helped Hans to escape, so he might lead you to it.
Okay.
Yes, but things did not go as I had planned. The professor's men got their hands on him.
Well, well done
just after
there.
his escape.
And you lost his trail.
Yes, but I doubted that Moriarty would take Hans to his lair. To find him, I had only one trail. The bomb placed at the judge's house.
The trail of the 3 Russian brothers.
I found out about the mill by having the anarchists' trail followed by the children in my own police.
And putting
Once
the
again,
children's lives
their
in
help
danger
was
again.
a determining factor. As regards knowing where to locate Moriarty's lair, I hoped to find the information in the attic of the water mill. I got to it only just in time before Baines turned up.
And you were stuck then, weren't you? Allowing him to arrest you would have meant certain death.
So you killed him. So you are a murderer.
Regrettably. But Moriarty's plan worked in any case, as after killing Baines, I became England's most wanted man for the murder of a Scotland Yard inspector.
And so you had to make sure that people forgot about you.
Yes, people won't
Therefore,
notice
you
you're walking the
orchestrated your
streets
own
again.
death, so that you might continue your investigation discreetly. Oh, that was a terrible time for me, Holmes.
Yes, I completely cast you aside.
I am sorry, my dear fellow.
How did he muck up
Well,
like
the
the
important
exit
thing
wound
is
and
that you are
everything?
well and truly
He was
alive.
right in front of him. It wasn't there
But
beforehand.
it is not over yet. Moriarty
It's not
will
like
take
jumping off a
action
building
one
where
way
there's a
or
bit of cover. He
You were saying that
shot
you
himself
found
right in the
Moriarty's
fucking
hideout.
face.
Where is it?
in an abandoned fun fair on the
Ooh.
outskirts of London. It is quite
I love a
certain
fun
that
fair.
they're all there.
I thought you said that he
Shield,
wasn't going to take
the prince,
Shielman to his...
And of course, Moriarty.
I
If
thought you said he
Moriarty
wasn't
puts
taking
the
him
prince
there.
on the throne, he'll have his hands on the reins of the kingdom, her colonies, her diplomatic network, her riches,
I don't think you
everything.
quite understood how the monarchy
Yes,
worked.
including the army, the war fleet, everything he needs to help him conquer Europe. And eventually, I suspect...
First Gotham, and then the world!
Holmes, we have to be quick. His plan hasn't been put into action
I
yet.
think they're
Perhaps it's
overestimating
not
the
too late.
importance of Queen Victoria in governmental policy.
Let us go immediately, Watson.
To the fun fair! I'm slightly saddened that I spoiled some of the plot twists for myself, but at least I got most of the plot dumped without knowing what it was. But also Moriarty must
Do you
know
really
Holmes is still
believe that
alive.
Moriarty is in there, behind that fence?
Something in the wind seems to suggest it, Watson.
Yes, it's the
I
smell
have
of
a peculiar
beans. He ate
acid
it quite a
taste in
lot.
my mouth, if that is what you mean, Holmes.
Well, yes. The air is tainted still with toxic fumes from the factory chimneys.
I believe that I read about this place. The fun fair was abandoned after the factory was built so close by. It was said that even
That's
the
those
ice cream
Victorians
tasted
for you.
bitter.
Even the ice cream, those bastards. Those
Aren't you
bastards.
curious about the warehouse down there? There seems to be some strange activity taking place inside.
Ooh.
Strange and in keeping with Moriarty's activities. Let us go and see what they're up to.
Da-da-da. Why do I get the feeling this is more a place for Scooby-Doo? Why have we still got the knife? Didn't we break it? Hello, take the thing from the barrel, apparently.
That could be used as a weapon in a necessity.
Yes, because you could just pick that up when it's being heated over what appears to be molten lava. You could just pick that up, it wouldn't just go, "Fuck my hand!" Which is what he's asked Watson to do on numerous
With
occasions.
this cable car, we can get up onto the warehouse roof.
Yay! I love a trip. Let's go, shall we?
This motor is from the cable car.
He sounded a bit northern then, a bit. This motor's from cable car. Let's press button. What's
Look at
this?
this hole. This motor needs a starting handle.
Oh, okay. You can't just do anything.
There's a
can
little
you?
petrol left, but not enough to start the motor.
If only I hadn't wasted
There's a
it
little-
trying to blow up those Russians' hideout.
Empty. Judging by the smell, I would say that it's an oil reservoir.
Let's get
Given
some
the
squids and
maintenance,
squeeze
this
them.
cable car
I know that's
isn't
ink.
used very frequently.
True, Watson, but let us hope that it is still working.
Right. Hang on. This is, continue forward on the path until the lit barrels take... Okay, apparently, if there's something in here.
Vodka.
Vodka.
There's a little at the bottom of these bottles.
Let's get
Russian
pissed.
alcohol. Holmes, the three brothers.
Because only Russians would drink it. No Englishman would ever import it or anything. It's not like it's very
There
popular
are two
now.
guards in front of the main entrance.
I'm talking about
We will
present
have
day.
to find
rather.
another way in.
Okay, yes, because we couldn't just take them out. There are two of us, and we generally use guns. Also, at what point was Watson so absent-minded that he allowed Holmes to replace all the bullets in his gun with blanks? Take the pliers. See a ladder. I'm sorry I'm basically just reading off the thing now, but I'm very tired, and I kind of want to get to the
Cutting
end.
pliers. They could be useful.
It could be. Watson, do you want to be a soprano? See a ladder stuck under the cable car.
The lever is...
Somebody pronouncing lever correctly. Oh,
There is a metal ladder stuck under the cable car.
and we could just pull it out, probably. It's not going to be that tricky. Look close at the metal box on the floor and see. Use the iron bar on the padlock. Hello? Oh no, wait, this is something
This
else.
chest is shut by a cord, which...
Which one?
This chest is shut...
Also attaches it to the cable car. Okay, that would explain why we couldn't just cut the cord. Let's go down here, and we will use the iron bar. A crank. Wow. I started saying that before it even came up. I can predict what's going to happen in this game. I've got the powers.
This motor is from...
Again, the way he says motor
The
sounds
crank
northern.
is in place.
This mortar. Go to the motor. Open the bottom oil reservoir. Little petrol. Use the 3 bottles of vodka. Yes, this is science.
Here's what we can use for fuel.
This is how this stuff works. Place the crank, turn the crank. I'm guessing the oil reservoir may be
No, I
needed
can't do
later.
that.
What? Turn the... Hang on. Oh, wait. Eh? Oil reservoir. Use the bottle of motor oil. Where's the bottle of motor oil? Where... Enter the cable car box. Oh, use the plier to cut the wires. Where did we get the plier from again? I'm very sorry. As you say, I'm tired. Oh, right. When it said cables, I thought for some reason it meant it was attached to the top of the cable car. I thought if we snap those cables, we're going to just snap the whole thing. Right. So this is what the reservoir...
Let's hope it...
Now, turn the crank. Pull the string.
We are going to separate. I will
Again,
find a way
that sounded
into
northern.
there.
We're going.
You must investigate the warehouse.
Very well, I'll do that.
I'm very
There is
cheerful
no one on
now.
the roof. If the machine should get out of control, then just use the brake.
There-
There ought to be one.
Why don't we just
I
check
hope so.
beforehand?
Anyway, there's no other choice. And when I found out what is going on down there, what should I do then?
Cheese it, Watson.
Come and join me in the fairground. You can follow my route to get over the fence. Then you should find me easily enough. Good luck, my dear.
Yes, over the barbed wire. Okie dokie.